Well, the president's proposals will need GOP approval in Congress, but are they already dead on arrival?
Joining us, Republican Senator John Ensign of Nevada. He serves on the Budget, Finance, and Commerce Committee. Senator, what did you make of the speech?
Well, it was a very political speech, and I think that you all have talked about this. It's not a serious proposal. He doesn't really take on entitlements, which we all know are the real numbers that are the biggest numbers that are driving our budget deficits and our total debt. And if the president wanted to be serious, he needed to take those on. Paul Ryan showed much more leadership than the president today. This was more of a political speech, taking shots at the previous administration, taking shot at the Republicans in Congress. The president had an opportunity in a State of the Union address to address this budget crisis that we're facing. He's had several opportunities since, and he had another opportunity today, and he really punted on all of those opportunities. He's really is just trying to kick the can down the road and saying, in the future, we'll make the tough choices. We need to make the tough choices now so that we're sending messages to the world markets, to the bond markets, that we are serious about deficit reduction, that we are going to start or quit spending money we don't have and start living within our means.
All right. Well, a speech is one thing. It's political pie in the sky, but negotiation is something real. And the president has shown he knows how to negotiate with you guys. You've worked on some deals together. You prevented a tax hike in December. Looks like you might have a continuing resolution, at least to the end of the fiscal year. What about working with the president on tax simplification? He says, as his debt commission said, that he wants to get rid of a lot of the deductions, bring that tax code maybe from 150,000 pages down to 20,000 pages. Wouldn't something like that be an idea that you guys could work on together?
I actually am drafting a proposal myself to do exactly that because especially our business tax code is so overly complex. It makes business decisions based on the tax code instead of just what makes good economic sense. And we need to simplify our tax code. We need to lower the rates wherever possible. We have the second highest rate in the industrialized world as far as a corporate tax rate. So we need to lower that to make American products more competitive in the world. But also any place we can lower tax rates to encourage investment and to create jobs, we need to do that. But we can't forget the spending side of it because you have to cut spending, you have to get the deficit under control if you're really going to grow the economy. You can't grow it with government jobs, you need to grow it with private sector jobs.
All right, Senator Ensign, what happens to the president's plan going forward? Do you think, as David pointed out, you guys will pick up some of the tax parts of it, maybe not the tax hikes, but the tax reform parts of it?
Yeah, I think that that's possible, but also it's at least positive that the president is coming out talking about deficit reduction. I mean, think where we were 3 months ago, where the president's budget, when it came out, it was ridiculous. It was a joke. It was going to double the national debt over the next 10 years, completely unsustainable. All economists said it was unsustainable. At least he is now talking about how serious of a problem that we have. So maybe there's a starting point where we can bring the president on board, but you know, the plan that he laid out today is completely inadequate, but at least maybe he's going to start the discussion now and talk about serious spending cuts.
If he links tax simplification with raising rates on the upper bracket, is that dead on arrival?
I think that that would be to a Republican Congress. You know, we ought to keep those kind of things. We ought to look at things that are going to grow the economy. So tax simplification and lowering rates is actually, I think, a goal that both parties have been talking about up here trying to do. But raising taxes right now, we all know that the reason we had a 2-year extension was so that we wouldn't hurt the economy. Well, if you announce that you're going to raise taxes in 2 years, small businesses across the country in 2012 are going to say, oh, next year taxes are going up. I'm going to be very careful about what investments that I make because it's a financial decision they're going to have to make, and that will hurt the economy. And as we all know, jobs are still not being created at the rate to really recover in a robust way, so we can't do things that are going to hurt the economy, and the president's plan would certainly do that.
Senator John Ensign from Nevada, great to see you, sir. Thanks for coming in.